Good afternoon, guys, and good afternoon, YouTube. Good afternoon, or should I say good evening, because it's 5:38 p.m. and this happens to be the first official vlog on my Dominar, and I will also answer all your questions as to why a Dominar. Why did I change from the Royal Enfield Himalayan to a Bajaj Dominar? I mean, in the first video, I received a couple of hate comments, which actually, I mean, people said I'm a stupid and all that stuff to change from Royal Enfield Himalayan to a Bajaj Dominar and all that stuff. Now, initially I felt bad, like a human being. Every human being will feel bad. I eventually ignored them because they might not just possess the right amount of knowledge, and just commenting on YouTube videos just like that without knowing what's in the background and all that stuff. So let's answer your question, why from a Royal Enfield Himalayan did I change? The fact is that I have been facing a couple of issues on my Royal Enfield Himalayan. So far I've been visiting the Royal Enfield showroom, the service centers, different service centers from time to time. But then again, I never received a foolproof solution to the problem that I've been reporting to them. I have written n number of emails. I have exchanged WhatsApp communication with a couple of Royal Enfield top boss. But then again, never a foolproof solution. I'll give you some instances. Like on the side of the Royal Enfield Himalayan, there are some caps. I don't know the technical terms and all that stuff for that. So there is some covering. Now on mine, all those covers were missing. Now, even though that doesn't pose any problem technically to the performance of the bike, but the thing is, it attracts a lot of dust, and as a result of that, the area was getting pretty dirty. Even though the entire bike was like neat and clean, I like to keep my bike clean, but because of that, it has always been very dirty. Now I've been looking for the covers of those things, those gaps, and not even at a single service center of Royal Enfield is what I found those. Everyone just said, sir, iska to nahi mil payega, sir, it's not available and all that. Now that is just one small instance. Now, as you also possibly know, because I mean, if you're following my channel, you must have been aware of the cone set or the steering stem problem that I reported on my Enfield. Now, it's been the fourth time, and it's again gone. I mean, it's just not stable. It just goes off. I reported this to Royal Enfield a couple of times. Every time they change the cone set, and it just runs a couple of months, and then again it breaks or it gets damaged. This has been the fourth time where I gave up actually. Before selling my Himalayan, the cone set of my bike was damaged for the fourth time. Also, the engine was leaking mobile, because every time you ride the bike, you can just get the smell of burning mobile. And mind you, all this happened after the fourth free service of my Himalayan. And talking about service, the moment you go to a service center, I mean, if you are taking your bike to the service center, be sure that the entire day is gone. Man, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is another point on which I gave them a feedback, that at every Royal Enfield service center, they have only one mechanic for a Himalayan. How disgusting is that? So say for example, if there are two Himalayan owners who goes there, and so the first one will be entertained hopefully, and the second one will just be asked to leave the bike and maybe get the bike tomorrow or day after, whatever it is. And half of the time the spares are not available, the technicians are not trained. Now it might be sounding as a rant against Royal Enfield, but no, don't get me wrong there, it's not. It's just that the areas of improvement that I'm mentioning for Royal Enfield, if Royal Enfield is listening to this, take this as a feedback and then rectify those. Now as a bike, the Himalayan has been performing excellent, keeping aside the issues. I did 3 major trips on this one, the first one being the Chanchal trip, which was a ride in the rain for 12 long hours. The card would be there up if you want to check that video. And then after I did my epic Delhi Kolkata ride on the Himalayan, and then after the last one was with Pratt, where we did McLeodganj. So on all these trips the bike performed excellently. However, there was a constant fear in the mind that what happens if this goes down, what happens if that goes down. Even though RSA is there, like the roadside assistance program of Royal Enfield, so the bike has been performing excellently, but these fears, and top of everything, I mean the fear that like was at the top is that if something happens, if I take it to a nearest service center, what will happen then after, how long it will take to get them fixed, because half of the time the spares were not available. So all these things kept adding up, and the accident that Pratt had and the accident that I had back on my NS, after all these I was actually thinking about getting a motorcycle that has ABS. Now when it comes to ABS, dual channel ABS, not single channel, the two obvious options were the KTM Duke 390 or the RC. Now RC is not for me because I have a hairline crack, and the Duke 390 was one option, and the other option is the Dominar, or yeah. So coming from that thought is when I started my homework. I almost left no video on YouTube around the Dominar or the Duke 390, the pros and cons, the press reviews and all that stuff. So I watched them all rather, and that's when I thought that if I can manage to get a good price on my Himalayan, that is when I will add up and go for the Dominar, because I somehow like this bike. I mean, it's not that I am like biased towards Bajaj or anything like that. I love the Dominar. I mean, from the test ride experience, though that was a very short one, from the different owners' perspective, like I consulted one of India's very promising motor vloggers, Bang to W, which is DJ. Do check his channel. I will link the channel in the description. Almost hit. He was. It costed me 170,000 Indian rupees. I have to keep a special tap while crossing these speed breakers, because on the Himalayan it used to be like a glide, but then again on this one, this not being a hardcore off-roader, that is when I have to keep a track of this. So especially when the roads are bad, that is when I cannot just glide on the bad roads like I used to do on the Himalayan. So that is what a plus point on the Himalayan. Like bad roads, Indian roads, I mean, Himalayan just used to digest them with ease. However, when it comes to the safety features like ABS, and this is what I've been saying and discussing with all of my friends, that on Indian roads, it doesn't matter if you're not providing with the AHO feature, which is the auto headlamp on, which incidentally is present on this motorcycle as well. And now even if you're not providing AHO, and if you're providing a headlamp switch, going by the rule, one can actually manually switch the headlamp on even during the daytime. So, which I jokingly said as MHO, manual headlamp on. However, when it comes to situations like panic braking, which incidentally happens on Indian roads way too frequently, because you have jaywalkers all across, you have people not following traffic rules purposely. So ABS is a must even on a 100cc motorcycle. Yesterday only, while I was going to Pratt's place, you see this, I'll show you. There is a by lane ahead, this one on our left. There was a car coming out in full speed, and I was in a speed of around 40-45, and it was almost a head-on had I not got the ABS. So I just jammed on the brake with the rear brake, and by instinct the front brake, and man, the ABS kicked in so smoothly, the bike didn't even skid for an inch, and it just like a straightforward halt. And it's not even that intrusive, smoothly it came in. Should you still buy an Himalayan? Like you guys have watched my videos in the past, and now I have shifted to Dominar, so you quite possibly have this question in mind, that should you still go for a Himalayan or not. See, a Himalayan is a good bike, no doubt on that. It's a very good bike, very enjoyable motorcycle. But the problem is with Royal Enfield service centers and the very limited number of technicians, reluctance in improving. That is what I have observed. This is from my observation from Royal Enfield after dealing with Royal Enfield. And I am hearing this for the last couple of days, maybe a month's time, that Royal Enfield is going to introduce the ABS and FI variant of Himalayan in India, because outside, like abroad, they have already launched the ABS and FI versions. I mean, this is again another sore point. Why not India? I mean, why do you keep giving all the goodies to the outside market? I mean, give it. I'm no one to say no on that, but then again, why not the Indian market? Launch it in the Indian market as well. I'm near Pratt's place. Pratt and me would be going to Logic Small. Huh? Huh? Okay, I see a yellow car. Nah, Mustang. It's a Mustang. Oh, freak. Bye bye cagers, bye bye cagers. Enjoy your air conditioned cage. Press. Oh yeah.